Hi guys, it's Leesha Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Today's video is a cook with me where I'll be showing you guys Star's recipe. She's from theskinniestdish.com. I've talked about her before. She has an awesome crockpot Italian beef recipe that I'm going to be making today and I'll be sharing with you all. It is so delicious and very versatile. And then I will be pairing that with some crispy roasted Brussels sprouts and some homemade mashed potatoes that I'll be sharing with you guys as well. So stay tuned if that sounds good to you. This is a perfect meal for the cold season. It's just warm and very satisfying. So I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And also like this video if you enjoy these awesome crockpot, Weight Watcher friendly recipes. So thank you guys for watching. Let's go ahead and get into it. So these are all the ingredients I'll be using plus a 2 to 3 pound roast. Alright guys, I'm going to show you my recipe for the Italian beef. So the first thing I'm going to do is spray my crock pot with some olive oil cooking spray. Now it's really early in the morning and I'm trying not to show myself because I'm still in my PJs. I'm getting this in the crock pot as early as possible so it can cook as long as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I'm doing. Alright, so I have my roast put into my crock pot. It is a rump roast that I got on sale at Walmart. Now, Star, the Skinniest Dish recipe creator, she suggests a chuck roast or something like that, but honestly with how long we're cooking this, any cut of meat really works fine. I've used all kinds of cuts of meat. I just get whatever's marked down or the cheapest because roast is expensive. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add in the salt, pepper, and minced garlic. So I really don't measure my salt or pepper. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle some. Now, I will be linking Star's recipe where you can get all the exact measurements if you're that kind of person, but I'm really not. So I'm going to put some black pepper on. Then I'm going to put a few tablespoons of minced garlic. I'm just going to put that right on top of my roast. Okay, so there's the garlic. Now I'm going to take a packet of dry Italian dressing mix and sprinkle this over top of the roast. You guys, this roast is so good. I am so excited to eat it. Now I'm going to take some of the Marzetti's pepperoncini slices. I'm going to put about a cup of those in there. I really like to get a lot of their juices in there because I think that's what really makes it have that good spice. Now I'm going to save a few because my jar is almost empty. So I'm going to save the last couple to put on top of ours once it's cooked because I love that. It's just so good. It gives it an extra spice and it's so delicious. And now I'm going to go in with the beef broth and I'm going to put 3 cups of beef broth into my mixture here. Alright guys, that is it. Now you are supposed to cook this from 16 to 20 hours. So you're supposed to cook this a long time. I never seem to have my life together enough to plan 16 hours in advance. I usually remember about 16 hours in advance to thaw the meat. So I'm going to be cooking it around 12 hours. I've found that that's plenty. I'm sure it's even better if you cook it longer, but for practicality's sake, to be real with you guys, I'm just going to cook it about 12 hours. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set it to low for 12 hours, and we will check on it about midday, and I'll kind of show you guys how it's looking. By the way, if you make this, your house will literally smell amazing for hours and hours and hours. So my crock pot only allows me to do 10 hours at a time, so that's what we're going to start with. All right, we'll check back later. You guys, I totally forgot to put in bay leaves, so this recipe calls for 1 bay leaf, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in right now. Hey guys, so this has been cooking about 5 hours. It smells so good. My whole house smells good. So yeah, I'm just letting you all know what it looks like. I don't believe... Let me check. Let me get a fork. I don't think you could pull it apart or anything yet. No, not really. No. Okay. I just wanted to show it to you guys. It is cooking up deliciously. It is going to be so yummy. So, I'll check back in another little bit. Okay, so I'm going to be prepping some sides. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I am making roasted Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I will have the recipes either linked or typed out below. So if I don't show every single step, check down in my description box. What I've done is just washed some potatoes and cubed them up. I don't peel mine. My mashed potatoes are very chunky with the skins on. We love them that way. So it's just your personal preference. But I have the exact amounts and things in the recipe down below in the description box. But I have potatoes in here covered with water. I'm just going to bring them to a boil and let them boil until they're tender and can be mashed easily. So while the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping my Brussels sprouts, and I'll let you know how I do that. I'm preheated to 425 degrees. I'm going to grease this pan and then wash and half my Brussels sprouts. Okay guys, so what I'm doing in this next section of the video is melting a couple tablespoons of light country crock and adding in some black pepper and garlic. Then I'm going to put the Brussels sprouts in that mixture first and then roll them in the breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese mixture before I put them on the pan. I did want to let you guys know that for 1/4 of the pan of Brussels sprouts, it is only 1 smart point, and for a 1/2 cup of the homemade mashed potatoes, it is 4 smart points. Another thing, guys, I did want to mention the crock pot I'm using is a Black & Decker Wi-Fi enabled crock pot, and it is super awesome, and I have it linked down in my description box. If you're interested in getting one yourself, I highly recommend it. Okay, so I chopped, washed, and did all that to the Brussels sprouts. I melted the butter, put them in the butter, then coated them in the mixture of panko breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. Here's the remainder of it. And then laid them flat out on a pan. Make sure they're not really touching. They're pretty spaced out so they get good and crispy. Honestly, I used 1/3 cup of the cheese and the crumbs, and there's a lot left, so you probably won't have to use that much. But anyway, so I'm going to pop these in the oven for I think 18 minutes, and I'll show you guys how they look. This is what I'm using. The breadcrumbs from the Dollar Tree, and then Aldi's version of reduced fat Parmesan cheese. So I'm testing the potatoes, and they're fork tender. See, that just fell off my fork. So I'm going to go ahead and start mashing them. I want to show you guys my roast. It's cooked for 11 hours. We're hungry, and we're going to go ahead and eat it. So it is going to be super tender. Let me show you here. It should be very easily shreddable with your forks. Yeah, it's just falling right apart. So what I'm going to do is kind of go ahead and shred it up some and let it sit in its juices for around 15 or 20 minutes while I'm finishing up with the Brussels sprouts, just to soak in all that good juices. You guys, this is so good. I wish you could smell this through the camera. Alright, so I'm just going to chunk it up a little, let it soak in the juices, and we'll be back to eat it in a few minutes. The mashed potatoes done. I didn't show me putting the stuff in there, but it's salt, pepper, any kind of light milk, almond milk, Fairlife, Carb Master, whatever you got. Just don't use vanilla almond milk. It tastes funny. I accidentally did that. Anyway, salt, pepper, some milk, and some light country crock butter. I'll have the full recipe linked down below. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be good. Let me try one. Oh, yeah, I think that's good. All right. So I'll show you it plated up. All right, guys. So this meal was absolutely amazing. I had 4 ounces of this beef for 4 points, and ½ cup of potatoes for 4 points, and the Brussels sprouts for 1 point. So a 9-point dinner. That was awesome. So good. And my husband loved it. He's not a Brussels sprout fan, but he loved these. So I will have my recipes for the Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes typed out in my description box, and I will have a link to Star's recipe for the Italian beef down below as well. If you don't try anything else that I show on my channel, try this beef. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.